it's me, Jen from I'm Just Like You, and I have another requested video from some of my subscribers on Facebook. You guys wanted me to share with you all of my favorite foundations out there. Now, I am very picky on foundations. Let me tell you guys just a little bit my skin as well as what I look for in a foundation before I start telling you all of my favorites. Now for foundation, I am really picky because I want something that's going to match my skin. I don't want it to accentuate any dryness, any pores. I like for it to be, of course, medium to high medium, not full coverage, but just not sheer enough either because I want it to be buildable. What I like foundation for is to really even out my skin tone. All the redness, all the hyperpigmentation, as well as my freckles, just to even it out a little bit. But I don't want a mask on my face. My skin is pretty much combination. During the summer, I'm going to have a little bit of an oily T-zone, but during the winter, I'm really dry, so I want something a little bit more dewy, a little bit more moisturizing. So I'm going to share with you a little bit on what each foundation is great for, which time of the year I like to use it, or what situation my skin is in that I like to use these type of foundations for. Now with all of my foundation, I absolutely do not like SPF in it, not only because, of course, for photography reasons, but I also don't like the SPF because I don't want my skin to break out. Now SPF, I find it to really clog my pores. Now the titanium dioxide or the zinc oxide in the broad spectrum type of skin protection, it's really hard to remove. You have to use an oil base to remove it, and sometimes it doesn't remove completely even if you exfoliate. So I do find that my skin tend to clog up and I tend to break out because my skin is definitely sensitive. So with that said, all these foundations are great for nighttime as well as they are great for those who have sensitive skin. So let's just get started with some of my favorite absolute foundation. An ultimate favorite that I have been using for a while now, and I definitely use it on a lot of my brides when I do special occasion makeups, just because it looks great on photography and it covers a lot. And this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light, and this is in the number 3.0. I love this one. It's a matte finish that stays on all day, and it's light enough because it's not like the Double Wear original where it's like a mask. This one you can still see your skin through it, but it looks gorgeous. You can double it up and cover up any imperfections that you have. I love it because in photography it looks gorgeous. You can add the dewiness by putting on highlighter. You don't need it in the foundation, but I actually love it mixed with like a luminizer and it still looks gorgeous. I like to apply this one with a buffing brush or my beauty blender, and I think it is always the one I go to when my skin looks really bad because it covers up everything. Now because it is more of a matte finish, I do think that if you do have more of an drier skin or you have those drier patches, this will still work, but I do recommend using it with a beauty blender just because of that moisture in the blender really helps move this product around. With that said, because this product is more of a matte finish, I do find that it's a little bit harder to blend, so you have to kind of work fast. So definitely work in sections and then see where you need to actually reapply or put on another layer to build it up. But without it just being a foundation that is a little bit harder to blend because it sets pretty fast, I notice I don't have to use a powder with it. I've used it on people that have really oily skin and they don't really need that much powder, only in certain areas, and it lasts and it stays in place. So definitely a great one for those who are getting married and you're doing your own makeup. Definitely check this one out. Alright, so the next foundation that I would like to share with you is a more lighter coverage where you can wear it every day or when you have really great skin, and it is the MAC Face and Body Foundation. This is the little one. I also have the larger one, but I do want to warn you guys, the larger version of it is going to, of course, you're going to get more for your buck, but the only bad part is that the shelf life of these are not very long, so I actually keep mine in the refrigerator. And the smaller one, the one that matches my skin tone at the moment, is C3, and I love this one. This one you have to really shake it up, and the technology that is in this foundation is that it's the exact same one as, you know, those lip glosses where you apply it and then it just stays on forever because there's this film on it. Well, that's exactly what this has in it, that it actually stays put all day and it looks gorgeous. I think this looks gorgeous on males, those who actually perform, go on stage, those who are, you know, actors. They have to have a little bit of makeup on, but this looks so natural that you can't even tell that you have makeup on, but you can tell that you've covered up some of the pigmentation that you have. This is very sheer, but it's very buildable. What I like to apply this with is with my fingers or with my beauty blender or with any type of brush. You really have to work it into the skin so that it gives it that non-transfer finish. Now, what I have to say is that if you do have oily skin, this probably won't work as well on you because of that film. I noticed that throughout the day my skin gets dewier and dewier. But with that said, if you have combination skin and your skin is not too oily, I do notice that if you powder your face, this stays put and it's gorgeous. What I also like to pair this with, if I needed more coverage, is my Laura Mercier foundation powder. With it on top, it just seals everything in and it looks gorgeous. Because it's a foundation powder, I noticed that it does give it a little bit more coverage, so it helps when I do have, you know, not that great of a skin day. But this face and body, I think it's great for you to have in your kit. It comes in so many different colors. It also comes with a white color base where you can mix it in if you have fair skin and it's harder for you to find a foundation out there. The white one, you can actually mix it with other foundations to lighten it up so that it can match your skin if you have fair skin. I absolutely adore that foundation. I think it's a classic. It works really, really well, and I do have scarrings on my arms from scratching and all those bumps that I have. So whenever I do have I know I'm going to be taking photos and I'm in a wedding or something, I always apply it onto my arms and it makes my skin look gorgeous. So definitely a favorite. And speaking of the powder foundation, the Laura Mercier's powder foundation is one of my favorites on the go. Super fast foundation. It really gives a great finish. It covers the imperfections that you need, but it's buttery. It's not drying, so definitely recommend it for those who have combination skin. But if you have dry skin, I'm not really sure if I want to recommend it, but I do find that it does work great just because it is a lot more buttery, so it's a little bit more hydrating. I love it for an everyday base just because I don't like to wear foundation every day, and especially if I'm in a hurry, which I always am, I just like to dust it all over my face and my skin looks perfect. Now I'm in the number 5. Now moving on to some drugstore favorites, I have to say the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse is my ultimate favorite drugstore. I love the way that it applies. I use my fingers and I think that's the best way to apply it. It's a liquid, so it's easy to blend and it's really movable. It's not streaky. And because it is a mousse, what it does is that when you apply it, you move it around, it becomes a mousse and it fills in the lines and the imperfections in your pores beautifully. I love, love, love it. And then when it dries, it becomes a almost powder-like finish, so it looks very natural, and I really think that this is kind of like a medium to full coverage if you really wanted it to be. Definitely one of my favorites, and I use it very often during the summer just because it really stays put. Alright, so the next product is also a drugstore product, but it is not available in the States, so I was kind of hesitant on wanting to share with you the product, but I just love it so much. I wanted to share it with all of my viewers that are not in the United States and that are in the United Kingdom, Europe, Germany, everywhere, that you can't actually get Boujour's Healthy Mix Serum. I bought this on eBay and it is also available on Amazon, so it is obtainable, but it's a little bit harder to obtain. But I absolutely love this. I think it is very, very similar to the Chanel Vita Lumiere Aqua, which is a very famous foundation that everyone loves. But for me, I didn't love that foundation. I have a review on it in my info box for you if you want to check it out. The reason why I didn't like it is because I couldn't find the color that matched me, and I noticed because of the SPF, the technology they put in it was just so much SPF. I found that my skin was so gray compared to the rest of my body, and I can definitely see it, and in photography it just looks hideous. I just didn't like the the whole entire color and all that, but the finish was really gorgeous. It's very light, it's a gel base, and this is identical without the SPF and with more yellow base to it. I'm in the number 53 and it matches me perfectly. I absolutely love it. I'm wearing it right now and it's just very light. If you look at your face in a microscope, you will definitely not even be able to see that you have makeup on. That's how beautiful and how light and great this foundation is. I love it. It has the exact same smell as the Chanel one, and the address on the bottle is the exact same as the Chanel address. So that's telling you something. But I absolutely love this one. The finish is very flawless. It's very light. I like to apply it with my brush and then even blending it in with my fingers. It just looks so natural. The finish is more of a satin finish. It's not too matte and definitely it's not a dewy finish, but it just looks gorgeous on the skin. I think this is one of my favorite foundation of all times. I wish it was available for everyone to purchase, but if you are very curious, I will put the links that you can purchase if you are in the United States. Alright, so I had to save the last foundation for you guys as a foundation that you all requested, because I've talked about it so often now that everyone requested to see about it. So I wanted to save it for last so that I can actually really talk about it for you. And it is the Illamasqua Skinbase foundation. I haven't really tried a lot of Illamasqua's products except for their cream blushes, but I noticed a lot of the gurus on YouTube such as Pixie Woo always reaching for this Illamasqua Skinbase foundation, so I wanted to try it out. And you guys, I think this is like the best foundation ever. I love it. It's more of a foundation that's a little bit heavier. Don't get confused with the other Illamasqua foundation. That one is like a mask, okay? This one is a lot lighter, but still it is very full coverage in my opinion, but you can still see your skin through it, which is why I love it. If you are allergic or do not like silicone, then this foundation is not for you. I have very sensitive skin, but this foundation has a lot of silicone in it, but it works super great. Now, I am so sorry I can't tell you guys like how the color system really works, because I know Illamasqua isn't available out there because the system is really weird, but they do have like this book of conversion shades for you on their website where you can look at your NARS, your MAC, your all sorts of foundation that you already have, and you can match it up with their color. Now, I don't know if it's like a perfect match, but I am in the number 7.5 and I think it works really great on my skin. I love this finish. I love that it makes my skin look so luminous and so perfect. It just, you cannot create this finish with your with a mouse that blurs your imperfections. No, the finish on this makes your skin look so gorgeous. I just cannot even, I can't even explain it. This is so weird. It fills in the pores. It makes your skin look beautiful, but gives the skin still this gorgeous satin semi-dewy look, but it stays put all day long. And when it photos, it looks really, really gorgeous if you don't mess with the pictures. I know they love to Photoshop pictures now where they blur your face, but you cannot recreate this finish with Photoshop. That's how great it is. And I love it. I love it. I like to use it with a buffing brush to really buff it in, but if I wanted a little bit more of a sheer finish, I do like to use it with my beauty blender, and I think it just works great with every single thing out there. This is definitely that foundation that I reach for when I know my skin is not looking great and I don't know what I should use and my skin looks kind of dull, because with the Estee Lauder one, it's a little bit too matte to where if I had dry patches I wouldn't want to use, but this one is that product that I can just use that I know will just make everything better. Alright, so with this video being just all about foundation, I have to add a foundation primer, right? I am very against foundation primers. I used to like the Professional, but it started clogging my pores, and a lot of them have SPF now, the Hourglass one. I just don't like all that mess. So I've been using this Beige Luminere by Chanel. It's an illuminating makeup base, and let me just tell you, it makes your skin look what you would want your skin to look like. It's gorgeous. It's not too dewy, but it just makes your skin look more even and just this beautiful finish that all skin should look like. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this overview of all of my foundation favorites. I hope that it was helpful in what you are wanting to find in a foundation. I will link in the info box all the information you want to know about all these products, as well as my usual colors in MAC, in NARS, in every brand that I've ever tried, just so that you can match up if you are in a similar color, or it can help you guide to see what color would be perfect for you. Alright you guys, I will see you in my next video. Bye!